Tell me about this unseen reality. Let's figure it out. We're getting back. I don't know what part this is.
This is part 4.
Of an infinite amount of parts. Yeah, this is part 4.
This is us separating and breaking up when there really needs not to be. But
yeah, there really needs to be no separation.
In this fake reality.
There's one law, but the law of one in this illusion.
Yes.
Okay. So, as we continue here, the next channel takes over. Steve, still channeling with this collective called Quo. And we've given a background on Quo in the past. So we have to get back into it. Go back to the earlier episode. But Jason, let's open this can of worms wide open here. And there's a little bit of a floweriness, a poeticness to the way Quo talks. And it's nice. And the way the words sit together are actually quite fantastic.
Yeah, it's just different than Ra.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that they have. And then there's other beings, right? That
many.
Yeah.
Ra, Quo, Haton, and Latwi, all different collectives.
So this will be interesting as we get into each of these.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, I am Quo and am with this instrument. He's talking about Steve.
First of all, instrument?
Yeah. Well, he explains instrument.
Well, instrument's an interesting thing, right? The body is but a tool to facilitate something within this illusion. Instruments, what do? They make sound. They vibrate, right? They have a precise use. Instrument, right? That's
we're just little vibrating pitchforks.
Yeah, that's all we are. Ding.
Yeah. We would at this time. So let me pause real quick so I want people to understand. So we're fixing to go back into some Ra teaching, and he's going to kind of get philosophical on understanding the harvest, but we're going to go back to, he's going to kind of break it down as an individual.
Yep.
We would at this time speak to the question of the meaning of the harvest. By asking you to begin by taking a step back, he wants us to reverse engineer some stuff.
Love it.
And to inquire into who it is and what it is that will be the subject of the harvest.
So who's being harvested? And what is the purpose of that harvest for those individuals? Okay. Let's keep going.
And this is really, really simple.
Yeah, this is great.
And in one sense, the question of the who is very easy, for it shall be you. That solves that
There's
question.
focus. In this illusion, this density you're currently in, this meat suit, there's one focus of the harvest, and that's for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to make a choice within this for yourself?
Now we're going to ask the day and dollar and everything that you can imagine, the ancient of times, where every philosopher is asked. He's going to say, but who are you?
Yeah. So this is about you, but who are you? You know what's great? It clarifies its own definition Socratically through the question. It's great.
Well, it's funny. Like you can get into it with philosophy and also with religion. And this is why I love the clarity, like you said. I can get into the book of Revelation and we can go into the future and what John on the Island of Patmos wrote. And I can question whether he was on psychedelics when he did it. And we can get into any of the horses,
Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yeah. And we can delve into all of that. And that's all the question of who, and then we spend so much time in that we never get into really, but who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
it gives us
we can have so much knowledge, but never have wisdom. You know what I mean?
Right. It only gives us the name, which is the knowledge. But what's your knowingness of that name? It lacks a knowingness.
And he says, but who are you? If we use the term in its collective sense, here's Ra right here. Go ahead.
We have to point out, they said, if we.
Right.
So you're not speaking to one individual. This channeling is to a collective of consciousnesses coming together. They use the term we because they only think in unity all the time. Go ahead.
But also he says it includes not only the individual mind, body, spirit complex. To stop there because Ra got into mind, body, spirit complex.
And let's
explain that.
We have an episode that really dug down into the mind, body, spirit complex. But what this deals with is that the mind, where thought occurs, is the thing that derives the body. Mm-hmm. So I have to think about what food I want to replenish this physical vessel. After I've taken care of the mind, my thoughts, I can then take care of the body. Once the body is managed, then I can focus on my spirit. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
Unless we establish these things first that we can manage, we can't focus on other things. Mm-mm. So this is the combination that create a unity. There's a complex because it's a physical vessel. So there has to be the joining of these three things for what defines who we are as a human being right now in this moment is the mind-body-spirit complex.
Who have come together in the unity of a one seeking, and who together comprise a kind of energy configuration. Okay. We've done episodes on this, but I want you to recap on that.
All right. So when they say
comprise, sorry.
Yeah. So they said, to phrase this, the collective sense of the who. So who are you as a collective? All of us. Okay. So everyone here in regards to a harvest is a mind, body, spirit complex, but also a great many other mind, body, spirit complexes who have come together in the unity of one seeking. So you are a unified unit by one and of yourself. And when one of these units joins another one of those units, it then becomes a collective of one unit, one whole unit. So in their sense, 1 + 1 still equals 1. Nothing is but unity all the time. And when it's divided, it just becomes one again within itself, right? So they're saying it becomes a great many other mind, body, spirit complexes who have come together in a unity of one seeking. Oh, I like this idea. I'm trying to seek. I'm trying to evolve. Oh, there's other people doing it? Great. Now we've come together, and now it's a group seeking. One group seeking towards this thing. Okay?
And it shows you, I want to get practical real quick. So we have a whole section in the bookstore called self-help. Everything is about the individual. That's their density. Mm-hmm. It's all about service to self.
Yes.
And everything's about, so all these books that you're reading, all the spiritual stuff, it's all about, it's me, 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 me. Fourth density is unity.
Correct.
It is saying it as quo or raw, which it's not a person or an individual.
It's the collective.
It's a collective. And that's what he's speaking to. He's saying, he goes, you are a certain signature of a being.
Yeah.
But we're not concerned about individuals.
Yeah. So he says the who of this harvest is the collection of mind, body, spirit complexes that develop an energy configuration, which saying, all of us are putting our energy together like workers in a farm field towards one specific task. What is that? That's the harvest at the end of our season, correct? So we all come together. Our thoughts are focused on one specific thing to express the signature of this collective. So even like a corporation by law here in the United States, they consider it a living entity. All of these people working together, unified, to be represented as one, working towards one specific goal with a specific energy output. That's what's happening. Do you feel that?
Yeah. So that LLC is a collective of work and unity.
Yes.
That creates the something LLC, whatever the name is. But it looks like it's an individual entity, but it's not.
But it's not. It's a collection.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's that complex. And when we come together and we do work, there's a signature. So let's explain that. If I go to paint a painting, I sign it. There's this energy signature to the work that I've put in that is representative of my collection of actions towards this thing that I've created.
Or he says that in the next line. Now, the signature is a product of the unique evolution of the mind, body, spirit complexes. So, and if you want to get individual, it's like you have unique evolution, I have unique evolution, but all that evolution together is because the unity is what brings us to fourth density.
Correct.
It's nothing else.
Nothing else.
No matter how badass I get or badass you get or how much I feel spiritual, it's the unity of everyone
coming together
in love and light that brings forth density.
In the most physical sense, when everyone's signing the Constitution, all of those signatures of different entities coming together towards a goal, that develops its own thing, this new creational entity, and then that's what spurs up the United States.
Yes.
So in a very physical sense, to define that in a metaphor for what they're describing here in a mind, body, spirit complex regarding a harvest into fourth density, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he says this, and this is what we don't like, but he says this, in their union that takes place over the course of long periods of time. I know we hate things that take a long time. We want quick food, quick everything. But this long periods of time is millions of years.
Actually, billions.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize the length of that time.
I think second to third is like, think about
huge.
It, rocks to people.
No, but then every time you go to make another jump, the time on itself grows by a factor of 7. It takes 7 times longer the amount of time for you to move from one density to the next.
So from once Earth, that you call Earth, your
Correct.
planet,
Yeah.
our little tiny planet.
Yeah.
But once Earth becomes 4th density, then it's going to be 7 times longer to get to 5th density.
Correct. And here, people are like, how'd you come up with that math? Where's this coming from? If you look at physics and the creation of our universe and how things stage out their evolution, if you take the cosmic radiation that's floating around and how long it takes to get to us, you'll find that these factors of 7 fold on themselves. So you have this 10 to the 49th amount of time for our creation that we are currently sitting in, and our density within that, which is one of creation, still has to abide by the same laws. So the amount of time for us to get to our next step is 7 times that length of time.
Yeah, and he says, which has begun far earlier than your 3rd density experience and will continue far after the 3rd density portion, this is what you said, of the experience has been completed. Because it's not, and even the word completed, and he's trying to get us to understand it, but nothing's complete in evolution.
Ever,
yeah. Thus, we might speak of a destiny of evolution, which I love, which it is the function of each individual planet to carry forth that this destiny might become an adornment to the creator and a honestation to the creation.
Okay.
So here we go. These are big words.
All right. So we may speak of a destiny of evolution. Everything we do, day in and day out, creates new probabilities through a line of cause and effect. We create these little changes. Billions of people creating little changes naturally occurs to evolution. If there's some pain that happens from a choice we make, we steer away from that pain. It's built into our evolution to do so. So we try to make choices and learn from our mistakes so that we can evolve going forward, okay? So a destiny of evolution is us on this planet naturally having to evolve. It's what we're built to do. The function of each individual planet to carry forth that this density might become an adornment to the creator. The idea is that as we continue to evolve, we are part and parcel of creation. So there is an adornment. We are doing this in the name of creation, whether or not we're aware of it.
Right.
It has to occur. It will happen on the planet regardless. Probabilities drive themselves. By design, the laws of creation drive those things to occur. Learning has to happen. And an honestation to the creation. What does that mean? What we find is that as we transition to this 4th density, truth has to occur. We see that light, that honestation towards creation, our understanding, and the joy we have in that understanding, the adornment, the grace, the deference to creational laws and creation itself is what naturally has to occur. That's that destiny. We have to pay homage to that thing that gives us that life.
Well, I mean, he talked about unique evolution. So when I think of the word adornment and each person being creative in their own environment and as they're evolving, it's creativity. So it's art. It's beautiful.
Correct.
So it's not only us individually creating the signature of our art in our evolution, but it's us as a collective creating this beautiful painting.
That's what adornment means. It means to beautify.
Yeah, and that's whenever, you know, and we hear this adornment is used a lot down through the centuries, whether it's with kings or whether it's with God or gods or whatever. It's this idea of bringing a sacrifice and then them adoring you. Adornment. So that's not true in the sense of there's not that happening, but it's that process.
Yes.
It's we have the privilege to be able to, in our unique signature of evolution,
To evolve
and bring art as a collective
beauty
to love and light.
Well, that's what creation is.
Yes.
Creativity is beautiful.
That's why we see beautiful trees.
There's uniqueness in everything. That's the beautification.
Yes.
The more we think, the more we creates that beauty that otherwise cease to exist. And as we evolve, we create more beautiful things that are more in line, the honestation, the truth towards creation itself. We align more with creation and create more beauty as we evolve going forward. And it's our destiny to do so. What it's saying is that probabilities get there. The grand thematic thing that's going to happen is we evolve. But we, in our uniqueness, over our very long breadth of time, have the choice to evolve in our own way. And
it's so funny how we separate ourselves from creation. As beautiful as being on that island and watching that sunset is just as beautiful as you creating.
Absolutely.
There's no difference.
There's zero difference.
But we say, oh my God, you know, I was on an island in the Maldives.
Yeah.
And it was like the most beautiful sunset. Is breathtaking. The work that you do in Love and Light
is just as breathtaking.
It's just as breathtaking. There's no difference in it.
Yeah.
The brushstrokes are the same.
That was really fucking poetic.
No, but I mean, you know what I
That
mean.
was really fucking poetic.
But I'm just saying that evolutionary cycle that we're in, just because it's lower third density, mid third density, it's fourth density, Quo and his homies,
Yeah.
as a collective, are creating art in what was he, fifth density?
They're
Quo, or
lower fifth.
Yeah, they're creating artwork, but it's no different than the sixth density or the lower third density is evolution.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you know pointillism, that type of art?
Yes.
Where they just do the dots?
Yes.
Every dot, when you start, is just a point of color. Each one has its own energy signal or resonance. And we bring those together and we step
that's good,
back.
yes.
The collective of all the individuals create a beautiful painting.
Mm-hmm.
Unique at large when you back up, and also unique when you zoom in. Everything about that helps define metaphorically what that evolution looks like. The complex of this painting happened through the mind and the body to develop that creation, that adornment, that beauty, and that truth about creation itself. So whether I look at the sunset or it's pointillism, or I'm looking at you and the way you talk about something, every single thing we do is just a metaphor of creating. And every time we create, we're doing exactly what we are evolving to do, what our specific purpose is.
Yeah, and he kind of gets into using, and this is interesting because I'm reading another book, A Course in Miracles, and it's a channel. I don't know if it's good or bad or whatever. I'm still studying it.
Yeah.
I have it in there. But he's going to use some Christianese words now, and I think it's just for us to be able to understand. I mean, he used adornment and, all that, and creator with capital C.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, but there is a certain responsibility which I'll share to the redemption. That's a Christianese word, if we want to say it. If you will, the salvation, here's another one, or perhaps a better word is simply notice he says, or perhaps a better word is simply the completion of an evolutionary cycle upon your sphere.
Correct. So let me take you to a word and then
Yes.
let me bring you even further
Yes.
into a more clear meaning. So salvation's got too much baked into it, but I've already geared you subconsciously onto what I'm trying to say.
It helps us, like salvation to me is there's hope.
Yeah.
Like there's something that I can look at, and we can do this. The salvation of creation is you can look at creation and you can see that regardless with me or without me, creation will evolve.
It'll keep going.
It will keep going.
If you and I disappeared today,
Yes.
the world don't stop turning.
So that's kind of something bigger than me as an individual.
Correct.
The responsibility of the world does not fall on one person.
No, it does not.
Going from third to fourth density is not based off Elon Musk.
No, it's all of us coming together.
Yes.
It has to be a collective effort. And the word is simply the completion of an evolutionary cycle. All of this is not some sort of religious dogma. It bakes down into the natural course of nature doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nature is creation. Pay attention to it. That's all they're saying, is that you will find the joy, the clearing, the new step into the next more beautiful, adorned honestation of our world when you realize that all this is an evolutionary cycle. It's not a line. They're cycles. They repeat over and over and over.
And the amount of time is so huge and it's not like you can say, well, I'm insignificant. It's not that.
No.
It's to say this division that you're creating in your life right now, this picking political parties and being in the here and now in the sense of taking personal responsibility and saying, getting discouraged and depressed and feeling suicidal because you're bearing the weight of the world upon you.
Yep.
And all the turmoil. He's saying, no. It's not that. It's an evolutionary cycle. You have one responsibility. That's not to go against other people's free will, and that's to promote unity.
Yes.
And service to others with love and light.
What's so hard about that?
That's all. It's so freeing when you think of it.
Yeah, because
I don't have to say a bunch of prayers and point to the north or the east. I don't have to ask Jesus to come into my heart. I don't have to wait for Santa Claus to bring me presents on the 25th. There's none of that.
No, I don't have to wait till I die for something good
There's
to
no
happen.
saints or sinners.
No, you just do it right now. Do you right now, remove all the bullshit,
Yeah.
and realize, go find the unity in yourself and being with others.
And the biggest way that you can do that, I'm going to be super practical. The best way to do that, when you drive your car, we talked about the Tardo episode, you shouldn't have to drive your car to work.
Right.
But when you drive your car to work, meditate.
Yeah.
Walk into that building with love and light and unity, not standing by the water tank and listening to all the gossip.
Yeah.
Or the person that they're like, well, we don't like him, so we don't talk to him. So he has to feel like shit all day long. Why don't you go talk to him?
Yeah.
Go against the grain.
Correct.
Be love and light to everyone.
Go unify.
Because you're him.
Yeah.
And the biggest fears that you have in that separation is you.
And you slow down your evolution and that other person's.
And so you have your work. Then you go into your home. After work, you're done. You can be pissed off and drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes and watch Netflix and ignore your children and ignore your wife or husband or partner, whatever it may be, your dog.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can come into this moment of love and light to those. It's those that you influence that brings unity.
Correct.
And that sphere of influence that you have responsibility to create unity in that. That's all. That's all you have to do.
That's your sphere of influence.
Yes.
And then once your sphere comes into another sphere, you meet them where they are. That sphere has doubled in size.
That's the beautiful part.
That energy signature.
It's not 1 + 1 is 2.
No, we didn't create two spheres. It's just now one big sphere.
Yes.
The energy signature has grown. The resonance has increased. The evolution has perpetuated itself into something beautiful.
And Raw talks about that it's more than 1 + 1 is 2. So it's like if you influence someone else and they have a higher consciousness, he talks about this. It's like, and I forgot what percentage he uses it, or we like to put scales, but it's almost like 10x. Like it does, because yeah, I mean, you know that we had that 5 degrees to Kevin Bacon a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then you can cut everything to Kevin Bacon because he was in so many movies and TV shows and stuff. But it's the same way. It's like when you're putting love and light out there, you don't know who you're going to influence and how that person, who they're going to impact with that love and light that you gave. The unity that you created, because you can make things.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think you can really create, like in the sense of, we can't take atoms out of nothing.
No.
But I mean, what creation is here. But we can make things. We can make rockets. We can make missiles and blow people up.
Yep.
Or we can make moments where we reach out to China or Hong Kong or wherever it may be and say, hey, we're all one. This is all unity. Yeah. You want the same thing that I want.
At the end of
somebody in Hong Kong wants the same thing that somebody in China wants, that somebody in Canada wants.
Correct. You know, even if we're coming from different cultures, at the end of the day, we're all trying to get to the same place. We are. We'll get there different ways, but the end goal is the same, regardless.
But isn't it almost like in an evolutionary hedonist freedom? Like it's because we've let the news media, we've let politicians, we've let borders, we've let that go against our free will for so long. When you break that matrix and you think this is going to be millions of years, whatever, all my responsibility is to do 3rd to 4th. Here we go. I'm on this sphere.
Yep.
This little planet Earth, and my job is just to be love and light and not go against people's free will.
That's all I gotta do.
So fucking freeing, bro.
And everything else,
I can go have fun.
You're exactly correct. And everything else is restricting your perspective.
Yes.
Restricting your ideas of time, making everything feel limited, forcing choices you shouldn't be doing. It goes against your free will. And once you step out of that very negatively polarizing paradigm, and you step into one that's very service to others, very open and creative and loving and all those other things, the weight's gone. All that burden you felt in your consciousness, you're losing sleep at night, all the things that give you these cold sweats, bye. So long. And you feel yourself evolving. You feel yourself knowing who you are more.
But what you almost have, and I know we love this, especially here in the Western culture, you can look back on the day and meditate on it and say, hey, you know, I talked to this homeless person and I did this and I was at work and I showed love and light to this person and my boss yelled at me, but I went in there and I said, no problem, boss. I can get this and I can handle it. What's your concern? Let me help you. Mm-hmm. You know, okay, you're having a problem with Billy? Well, I'll go talk to Billy and show some love and light to him. My teenage kid is just stuck in the room all the time watching Netflix and the press. Let me go share some love and light to them.
Correct.
And then at the end of the day, you look at all this and you're like, wow, that was fun.
Felt great.
I feel great. And then you can, like you said, go to sleep, be in your other reality, which is the same as this reality, your dream world.
Illusion number 2.
Go have fun in there.
Illusion 2.
Then you get to wake up and do it all over again for 60, 70, 80, 100 years.
And can you do it better than yesterday?
Yeah.
It's like Michael Jordan, and what was it, The Last Dance or something?
Yes, yeah.
How gritty can I get with it?
Yes.
How gritty in this game? How much can I perfect what I'm doing? How much can I challenge myself to evolve faster?
Mm-hmm.
Because every time you evolve faster, you help at the speed of everyone else's evolution.
And then you become that Michael Jordan of love and light.
Oh yeah.
Where he said he plays the game within the game. So now it's like, oh, okay. Let me play the game within the game. What does the game in the game look like? I know I'm moving from third to fourth density. I know I need to create unity in everything that I do and every step I walk and everything. So let me play the game at my work. Let me play the game at home.
Yep.
It's just pure gamification.
And then I do the game in my sleep.
Oh, I'm in traffic and I'm pissed off. Nope. Love, light, unity.
New game.
Oh, what's this person over here? Let me meditate on them real quick.
Yep.
And not look at them because they drive a piece of shit car, but look at them and say, how can I meditate for them and give them higher vibration? And I want to sit here and close my eyes until I feel love for them.
Correct. If they're going to wash through the energy in my sphere, I want them to just bake with good energy for a moment.
Then you're like, oh, I did 45 minutes of traffic. I feel great.
It was awesome.
Not fucking stressed out and pissed off and
Everybody
angry.
was so cool in traffic.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. It gave me an opportunity to meditate.
And everyone that was upset, I got to learn something. Thank you for teaching me.
Yes.
So
There
interesting
you go.
how
Yes.
you're upset.
Now we're bringing in the learn, teach, learn.
Right. You think they need to learn from you? No. You're learning from them.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
Oh, when you do that paradigm, I did that last night. I told you on a personal story, but I was like, is this an opportunity for me to learn?
Correct.
And this person's going to teach me. Not for, and so there's no separation there.
No, you had to drop the ego down.
Mm-hmm.
You hold on. You put the pillow over it and like suffocate it. Stay there. You know what I mean?
Well, I just sat with it and allow it. And I said, oh, okay, how can I bring loving awareness to this situation?
Yeah.
Because I'm one. Any fear that I have right now is a fake reality.
It's not real.
It's not. It's just my thought.
So
That's all it is.
your neuroreceptors are like pop, 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 just like firing. It's like learn.
So I want to. We'll close in this because I know we're kind of probably going long on this. Oh, we are. Whoa, long episode.
We're long on spirit.
So we're becoming a not-for-profit. That's happening very soon. We're very transparent with everyone. We have on our website the ability for, and we don't ask for donations very much or anything like that. And all the materials put on there for free.
Free.
But how can somebody partner with us in unity for love and light? And what does that look like for the thousands of people that listen to us?
Yeah.
In what are some of the things that, as vision, that you see, especially Alexander, in us moving forward in the future of higher density living?
The way I see this occurring, and the best thing you can do that costs you nothing, is sharing this. If you have learned something out of the hundreds of episodes we have done, someone might learn something also. And if it's a sliver, maybe it's that one little puzzle piece they may be looking for.
Yeah.
Share it.
Yeah. It takes 2 seconds to share.
You handing us money, great. Donations are fantastic. It helps this thing fund itself, right? So that we can continue to record. But outside of that, that doesn't really help the learning. The learning occurs when we share this with others. That's the juice. And when someone asks you, like, where'd you learn that? That's really interesting. Tell them where you found it. Don't be shy about it. Okay? Be General Patton. Say, this is who I was.
My pearl-handled pistol.
Yeah, I need my pearl-handled pistol and my Bhagavad Gita. You know what I mean? Take that. Own it. Own who you are. Own when you learn these things and be comfortable, confident in sharing it. Because if it's truthful and it resonates with you, it will resonate with others.